Hello, everybody. And yes, I think we are live. So, it is reported that 80% people are stuck in jobs that they do not like. I mean, such a difficult situation to be, we contribute so many years to our jobs and we are in a job that we don't like. Why is it that we find it tough to choose the right career? Why is there so much of confusion regarding career? And how, as parents, we can play a key role in doing so? A warm good evening to everybody in my happy-go-lucky family here on Zoom and all who will be watching us later on YouTube. I'm Divya Shah from Radio Diva. It started as a humble attempt during first lockdown to reach out to each other, to create a space to connect. Now, of course, it has evolved into a platform dedicated to create awareness on important mental health issues. We have discussion on important self-growth topic, the way we are having tonight. And of course, we have fun sessions, bataks, singing sessions, shairi session also that where we celebrate life. Eminent speakers from different walks of life share their wisdom with us, their knowledge with us, and help us be the better version of ourselves. So if you like our content, motivate us and hit that like button, subscribe so that you know when a video is uploaded. And please share it with family and friends who will benefit from our relevant and honest content. Follow the Radio Diva page on Instagram and Facebook and be part of our happy-go-lucky community. So we will surely need your support to create awareness and add value in each other's life. So we have somebody really amazing today on the show. Dr. Puneet Mohan, after completing his master's degree in human resource management from the University of Lucknow, and he qualified in UGC NET examination, he joined a few business schools and he was doing research, training, teaching. And then after 15 years, he joined the Lal Bahadur Shastri National Academy, popularly known as the IAS Academy, Mussoorie. और वहां पे I mean it's one of the most amazing job, most coveted job that anybody can think of, and he left the job. He used to train IAS and IPS officers, but in 2012 he left the job and he joined Institute of Entrepreneurship Development of Government of UP, where he was helping training women to female students, rural female students, to in the field of entrepreneurship, so that they can take up, become their own bosses and become entrepreneurs. And 2015 he left that job also, again a government job. And people around him were baffled at how can a person leave such a highly paying government jobs. But Dr. Puneet Mohan had altogether a different dream in his eyes. He wanted to do much more than what these jobs were offering him. So he started his own NGO, which is into career counseling. Psychometric test is being done, and he does it free of cost. In fact, so far he has done for more than 2,000 students. He has been able to counsel. So Dr. Puneet Mohan's mission is it's only to make all the stakeholders, including parents and teachers, aware about more than 100 career avenues. After class 12, there are so many avenues, and he wants them to be aware about it, and so that the right alignment of aptitude of children can be done with a career available. So that's his main dream, and that's why he is here today. And we are so privileged to have you, Dr. Puneet Mohan. Yeah. So you have to start your video, Dr. So, and yes, I can see you. Thank you so much. I mean, I know all this about you, but recently, like today, in fact, when I was reading, I was like so much baffled by, I met Dr. Puneet Mohan recently, a couple of days back, and he came across as so amazingly humble, so down to earth, and such a beautiful human being. So how do you manage to stay so humble? This will be my first question, Dr. Puneet Mohan. Thank you so much for doing this for us.
No, this is your greatness. Like you said, humble. I mean,
मैं बहुत privileged feel करती हूँ सर आपको जानने के लिए, and I have to thank Jaya ji for this. So, you know, it's a very important topic that we are discussing, and all the people who will be later watching us on YouTube and right now who all are watching, you know, they have so many questions in their mind. So I'll request all of you, you know, how even if our children are small, how can we help our children? You know, any question you have, please put it in the group. And yes, Meera, that's one of my favorite songs also. We all liked your choice of song, Dr. Puneet Mohan. Yes. So tell us, why did you choose this kind of, you know, why did you, so there are so many areas of public service. Why did you choose this? So,
See, if I talk from my heart, like I was a science student, and I was in the merit list of class 10th, and I was very studious. So my parents wanted to go for engineering. So I was very curious to know about humanities, and I decided at the age of 14 or 15, when I was in class 10th, like I have to study humanities, especially sociology. But I was in the merit list of class 10, so when I chose this career after class 12, so everybody said in my family like, "नहीं ना कट जाएगी family की, तुम तो अच्छे हो, intelligent हो, you were in the merit list, so you must opt or you must go for science only." So my years and years, my family members did not talk to me for more than 1 month. um, because every parent like they uh, they want a child to like be settled and settled in a sense like the area of science and technology at that time. But I chose like humanities, that was popularly known as at that time it was arts. So I studied sociology and economics, and I mean, after 10 years when I started my career, somewhere in my heart it was like कभी ना कभी मैं ये एक प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, एक चैलेंज है बहुत बड़ा हमारी सोसाइटी में. सी आफ्टर इंडिपेंडेंस इट वाज लाइक जो हमारे ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स थे दैट दे वर इन द स्टेज ऑफ लाइक उनका सेफ्टी नीड्स नहीं पूरे था, फिजियोलॉजिकल नीड्स नहीं, तो समझ में आता है गवर्नमेंट जॉब, पक्की जॉब, pakka means I mean permanent government job, to go with permanent government job. And if you want to show your like intellect, so that is only science. Now times have changed now. Humanities, whether it is humanities or like commerce or science or maybe like other fields like sports, like archaeology, I mean all have become more important. But in northern India, I mean the northern Indian part, like especially in UP, Bihar, Delhi, I mean, by and large, generally, I mean, parents still they want to. वो चाहते हैं हमारे बच्चे अभी साइंस में, because science is like you can showcase your child's um, talent, like or like intellectual है, इसमें intellect है. Science is better than arts, humanities, or commerce, or any other field. So I just wanted to like not impart, but I wanted to be like address this issue for all stakeholders. In नहीं ऐसा नहीं. If I'm not good in science, even if I'm good in science, it doesn't mean I'm meant for science. I'm meant for physics. I'm meant for engineering. मेरी understanding society के लिए अच्छी हो सकती है. मेरी understanding international relations के लिए अच्छी हो सकती है. मेरी understanding किसी और एरिया में हो सकती है, आर्कियोलॉजी. तो I mean, I decided to go in the field of where I can counsel students, the parents, the teachers also. With all due respect, teachers are uh, they are pioneers, leaders. I mean, for students, they are like ideals. But I mean, we are all are human beings. We all have limitations. We do not know how much, how many career avenues are there and what is aptitude. So in that way, our civilization is the oldest civilization in the world, and our culture is the best culture. Best means, I mean, the oldest culture. Like every culture is the best. So शुरुआत से ही हमारे स्टार्टिंग से ही हमारा ये होता है कि हम पहले एंशियंट इंडियन हिस्ट्री में भी हम कहानियों में सुनते आए हैं कि जैसे स्वॉर्ड तलवार रख दिया, पेन रख दिया, डिफरेंट इंस्ट्रूमेंट लाइक, तो बच्चा किसको चूज करेगा? सो दिस इज एप्टीट्यूड। बच्चा किसको चूज करेगा? नॉट एट द एज ऑफ 3 or 4, बट गुरुकुल में भी, गुरुकुल सिस्टम, गुरुकुल इज अ सिस्टम, नॉट गुरुकुल इज अ लाइक स्कूल, इट्स नॉट अ डे बोर्डिंग स्कूल, लाइक गुरुकुल इज अ सिस्टम। इफ यू गो टू एंशियंट इंडियन हिस्ट्री, आई मीन वहां पे भी आपको you'll find that it is the aptitude which is more important in the ancient Indian history, not in the medieval Indian history. So this has become a challenge in the modern India. वो इसलिए है क्योंकि हमने गुलामी करी अंग्रेजों की, और हमें जो लॉर्ड मैकॉले के जो एजुकेशन पॉलिसी है हमने वो अडॉप्ट कर लिए। So things have changed now. New education policy has come, new methodology, pedagogies has come. So we are free to choose. We have a basket now. You will see up to 2 years under new education policy. You will see after class 6, you will see there is a basket. Anybody can choose physics, chemistry, and civics. Chemistry, mathematics, and economics. So this will be a basket. So now there's also stakeholder, like government is also a stakeholder besides parents, teachers, like kids, like parents, like government is also. So now this is a good thing which has come up.
Right. So I have, few questions for you, and everybody, if you have any question for Dr. Puneet Mohan, please go ahead and ask, because it will be nice, if all your confusions are clear. ना ऐसा बार बार मौका नहीं मिलता है कि हमें कोई मिले, and you are absolutely right. The expectation of parents and the fascination for science, picking up science is very strange in our country. Everybody wants their child to pick up science, and yes, most of them, I mean, not, I won't say everybody, but most of the people, most of the parents want their children to do science. Okay, so there's a question. Children are confused, and so are parents. Earlier, there were less options. Now, with options, also we are confused. So, what do you have to say about it? Earlier it was like either doctor ban jao, ya engineer ban jao, IAS officer ban jao. Now, of course, we have so many options, but still confusion stays.
Before coming to the question, query, 3 years back, we did a research that was a policy-based research for Government of India. We did that in the 2 states, that is Delhi and Uttar Pradesh, UP. So we found that almost 80% of the students in engineering, in BTech, they were not meant for BTech. They were not meant for engineering. In the Western UP and in Delhi, there was a peer pressure. In the Central Delhi, it was a parents' pressure. And in the Eastern UP, it was a teacher's pressure. And you would not believe, we have done a survey in IIT Kanpur also. And more than 25% of the students, they admitted in the first year that yes, there was a pressure, absolute pressure on them. So, you see, I mean, if you're pursuing engineering or any science course, like still, I was in the class 10th in 1988 or 89. And when I did this research 3 years back, I mean, still the picture is almost similar. What I found, I mean, and it was like more than 5,000 respondents. We did a research on 5,000 students who were pursuing first year and final year. And we also found the gaps between the first year and final year students. So what was the perceived and expected value and what was the actual value? So through some scientific instruments, we found that there was an actual gap between the expected and actual like expectations. Like so, coming to this query, like see, a few people like wants to go to buffet in a hotel or restaurant, and few like yes, make a dish kind. So nowadays there is an overflow of information, overflooded, whether they are students or teachers or parents. I mean, Google Baba is always there. So yes, Google helps us, but I mean there is some limitation. So ऐसा इसलिए हो रहा है क्योंकि we are overflooded with information. Too much information is not so good. Like yes, I accept it. हमारे टाइम भी information ही नहीं. That was also a challenge for us. But अभी overflow of है information का, news का, marketing का. आपको भी मिलते होंगे ऐसे universities, colleges. I mean, the second is commercialization of education. And the third is liberalization. We started our liberalization policy in 1991, but believe me, liberalization is not the like economic policy, not about export and import policy. Liberalization, जब भी हम like in Great Britain, it started in late 70s. तो जब भी हम liberalization लाते हैं, उसके consequences हमें 15 साल बाद पता चलते हैं. Because they are the social consequences, not economic consequences. So social consequences, as the name suggests, liberal. So liberal होना हमें सब information मिल रही है. European universities की, American universities की, Russian universities की, सब जगह से. Absolutely, there's no problem. But problem कहाँ है? ये overflow होने की. So parents also think in the same way, like they are also human beings. Teachers also think like कहाँ सैलरी ज़्यादा मिल रही है? अरे मेरे चाचा के भतीजे के मौसा जी के लड़के ने ऐसे किया था, IM से किया, देखो उसको कहाँ से कहाँ सैलरी मिल रही है. So parents are also stakeholders. So I mean it's not the like because of parents only. I mean, parents तो चाहते हैं बच्चे हमारे secure हो जाए, but largely it is because of like the concept of buffet, liberalization and commercialization of education ऐसा हो रहा है.
Right. So, global problems are to be blamed. Yeah, you're right. Too much of information, overflow of information is happening right now. The options are so many that it is baffling a student. It's baffling the parents, and they are not able to arrive at one correct option because there are so many. And instead of maybe looking inward, they are looking outward. So, in looking inward, not finding out कि मेरा forte क्या है, what am I good at, what am I passionate about. We are looking everywhere that ये हो सकता है, इसके बच्चे ने ये कर लिया, let's do that. This is a high paying job, let's go for it. This is going to be has great future, let's go for it, kind of. So, in the entire scenario, what will be your advice for the parents? What should be the role of parents during this time?
Very tough question. What will be the role of parents? But in our conditions, like in our circumstances, especially in the Indian subcontinent, where generally parents impose their unfulfilled dreams. मैं इंजीनियर नहीं बन पाया तो मैं अपने बच्चे को इंजीनियर बनाना चाहता हूँ. मैं डॉक्टर नहीं बन पाया तो मैं डॉक्टर बनाना चाहता हूँ. I could not qualify the UPSC examination, So I want my child to become an IAS officer. तो ये अनफुलफिल्ड विशेस ये एक बहुत बड़ा प्रॉब्लम है. एंड दूसरा स्टेबिलिटी. सी इन आवर डेज लाइक आई बिलोंग टू 70s generation. At that time our safety needs were partially fulfilled, like what I felt like. पेरेंट्स को मैंने देखा और बाकी पीयर मेंबर्स के पेरेंट्स को देखा, तो उनका कंसर्न सेफ्टी था. सेफ्टी हो जाए, कहीं पक्की नौकरी हो जाए. But in 2022, parents must understand that times have changed now. So अपनी unfulfilled wishes impose नहीं करनी चाहिए. I mean, their role is very crucial, and especially in the Indian subcontinent or in our country, generally, we talk to our children, like whether they are children like up to age of like 5 or 6 years, or teenagers, or maybe of my age. I mean, parents treat their children like in the similar manner. So what I suggest is they must treat them, or they must uh, talk to them in adult to adult mode whenever they have attained the age of at least 12, 13, because times have changed now. Generation change हो चुकी है पूरा. टेक्नोलॉजी बहुत एडवांस हो गई है, लिबरलाइजेशन हो गया है, एक्सपोजर बहुत हो गया है. So adult to adult learning or adult to adult transaction of ideas is more important rather than parent to child. तो अभी बहुत sensitive हैं हमारे बच्चे. शायद उनको बहुत ज़्यादा एक्सपोजर मिला हुआ है और हम उनसे पेरेंट टू चाइल्ड की तरह बात करते हैं. सो जस्ट फैसिलिटेट देम. आपका ओनरशिप वहाँ खत्म हो चुका है, मुझे लगता है. व्हाट आई पर्सनली फील. एंड वी मस्ट टेक सम प्रोफेशनल सपोर्ट ऑल्सो इफ रिक्वायर्ड. क्योंकि हमारे कल्चर में कोई प्रोफेशनल सपोर्ट का कहीं हमारा स्कोप नहीं है. जब शादी होती है तो नहीं, पेरेंट्स बनते हैं तो भी हमें बताया नहीं जाता व्हाट विल योर रोल. अरे समझ जाएंगे, हमारे जनरेशन में भी ऐसे ही होता था, पहले भी होता है. बच्चे बड़े हो रहे हैं, सो जॉइंट फैमिली अभी नहीं है. वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट द फैक्ट इज जॉइंट फैमिली नहीं है. अभी जॉइंट फैमिली फिर से बन रही है इन मेट्रोपॉलिटन सिटीज, बट द रीजंस आर डिफरेंट. एज अ सोशियोलॉजिस्ट आई विल से लाइक, क्योंकि घर में कोई है नहीं, रिलायबल मेड नहीं है. तो रिलायबल कौन है? पेरेंट्स हैं, ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स हैं. कॉल देम फ्रॉम द विलेज. उनको गांव से बुला लो, जॉइंट फैमिली बन गई. सो दिस इज द डिफरेंट पर्सपेक्टिव. बट व्हाट आई मीन टू से, ये ऐसा है, रोल ऐसा होना चाहिए कि हमारा रोल अनफुलफिल्ड ड्रीम्स को, विशेस को हम इम्पोज ना करें. एंड सेकेंडली, आई मीन, ये बच्चे बहुत सेंसिटिव हैं, इनको हमें एडल्ट टू एडल्ट मोड में हमें बात करनी चाहिए, नॉट इन टर्म्स ऑफ लाइक पेरेंट टू चाइल्ड. और जॉइंट फैमिली नहीं है तो सपोर्ट सिस्टम नहीं है. ओनली किड्स आर देयर, और मे बी सिंगल चाइल्ड इज देयर एंड बोथ पेरेंट्स आर वर्किंग. तो वो लोनलेस वो बचपन से ही उसे लगने लगती है. तो प्रोफेशनल सपोर्ट हम लेना नहीं चाहते, बिकॉज दिस इज नॉट इन आवर कल्चर. सो प्रोफेशनल सपोर्ट जरूर लें जब भी
That's what the
रिक्वायरमेंट हो.
question. That's what the question Paruli asked. Do you think career counselor advice is helpful for kids to choose their career path?
Yes, career counseling is important, but please do not go to the admission agents. Like admission हमें कराना है कहीं पे किसी यूनिवर्सिटी में हमने सोच रखा है कि उस यूनिवर्सिटी में एडमिशन कराना है, इंडियन और अब्रॉड यूनिवर्सिटी में. सो डू नॉट गो टू द एडमिशन एजेंट्स, लाइक, क्योंकि उनका एक ऑब्जेक्टिव होता है वो एडमिशन यूनिवर्सिटी में कराना. बट वी हैव टू सी द एप्टीट्यूड फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल. इफ द एप्टीट्यूड, जनरली करियर काउंसलर्स क्या करते हैं, वो एप्टीट्यूड मेजर करते हैं, एप्टीट्यूड मैच कराते हैं विद ऑल 120 140 करियर एवेन्यूज, एंड देन दे विल टेल यू दिस इज द राइट अप्रोप्रिएट कोर्स. और ये कोर्स फिर कितनी यूनिवर्सिटीज में, इफ यू वांट टू गो अब्रॉड, तो अब्रॉड में आप कहाँ जाना चाहते हैं. सो फॉर एग्जांपल इंग्लैंड, ब्रिटेन, लाइक, और यूएस. सो यूएस में दीज आर द 5 यूनिवर्सिटीज or 6 यूनिवर्सिटीज which are the best. In Australia, in New Zealand, these are the 7 universities, these are the best. So accordingly we can plan. देन स्कॉलरशिप का पॉसिबिलिटी क्या है, एसओपीज, स्टेटमेंट ऑफ पर्पस कैसे लिखे जाने हैं, सो दे विल गाइड. सो नॉट लाइक एडमिशन एजेंट, बट यस, करियर काउंसलर का रोल, रियल रोल क्या है? टू फाइंड आउट द एप्टीट्यूड, नंबर वन. Number two, matching the child's aptitude with the courses, and then telling you about the courses, appropriate courses, depending on your personal need or requirement.
Okay. So, that's a very important thing because, there are lots of career counselors these days, and there are many who, offer placement or, those kind of offer is there ki, okay, admission ho jayega. But I think, we need to understand that what, a counselor should help us understand our child better. That, I think that has to be the role of a counselor. Right. So, okay, other than facilitating a career counselor, what else do you think parents can do to help their children take up a career, take up the right career?
How parents can facilitate?
Yeah.
See, when they come to their teenage, I mean, what I personally feel like, I believe that parents should give only guidelines, not about, they must not talk about rules and regulations. Generally, during childhood, हमें बताया जाता है rules and regulations, like it is 9 o'clock, so you have to be. How parents can facilitate?
Yeah.
See,
Hello.
Yeah. Go on.
yes.
Going.
So first of all, guidelines, not the rules and regulations. And parents at this age, like they must respect their views, irrespective आपको अच्छे लगे नहीं लगे, but appreciation is required, because in the teenage, I mean, generally when they are ready for to go, like to join colleges like us or university, like they also want some attention, like special attention, like during teenage. And irrespective of their business, like but parents must spend some quality time with their child, like every day, if not possible, like at least 4 to 5 days in a week, like they must spend some quality time. At the same time, they must give some space also, a little bit space. बिल्कुल भी नहीं छोड़ना है, but they must give some space. ये हमारे कल्चर में थोड़ा सा चैलेंज है, एक स्पेस देने का किसी को भी, बट स्पेशली इन द टीन एज व्हेन द चाइल्ड इज गोइंग टू जॉइन कॉलेज, और ऐसे स्टेज में है, डिलेमा में है, बहुत डिसीजन नहीं ले पा रहा है, कंफ्यूजन है, तो थोड़ा सा स्पेस देना चाहिए. एंड बच्चे में कोई भी टैलेंट नहीं हो, ऐसा हो नहीं सकता कोई टैलेंट नहीं हो, मैं मान नहीं सकता किसी भी बच्चे में ऐसा ना हो, लेकिन इनकरेजमेंट इज रिक्वायर्ड. आप जरूर इनकरेज करें, अच्छे वर्ड्स बोलें, अच्छे एडजेक्टिव्स बोलें उसके लिए, नॉट डेली बट वीकली, एटलीस्ट 2-3 times, अच्छे एडजेक्टिव्स, encouragement. And the most importantly, what I believe, don't avoid conflict. हम सोचते हैं हम नहीं बोलेंगे, कई बार होता है, मेरे घर में भी होता है, but because my child is like a teenager, so don't avoid conflict. अक्सर हो सकता है कॉन्फ्लिक्ट अवॉइड करना, नहीं बोलेंगे तो कॉन्फ्लिक्ट नहीं होगा, वो अपने रूम में, हम अपने रूम में. नहीं, कॉन्फ्लिक्ट अवॉइड नहीं करना है, यू हैव टू गो थ्रू द कॉन्फ्लिक्ट. कॉन्फ्लिक्ट हो जाने दीजिए, कोई बात नहीं, तो वी कैन रिजॉल्व दिस कॉन्फ्लिक्ट. So guidelines, respect for each other, like spending time, giving space and encouragement.
Right. Okay. One more thing. What are the do's and don'ts to be kept in mind so that we can add, we don't add to the pressure to the child unknowingly. कई बार हम ना वो hidden education वाली pressure डाल देते हैं. हाँ, मैं अपनी daughter को बोलती हूँ, जो करना है अच्छे से करना है. But it might be that statement also might be a pressure for the child. unknowingly we add pressure on our children. We don't know, our intentions are not wrong as parents, but still we add pressure to our child. So what are the things that we should keep in mind so that we don't unknowingly add to the pressure? जो already इतना ज़्यादा pressure है उसमें हम add नहीं करें.
I think the best way is like what I have learned from my life, like what I have learned is like, see, we have to become a facilitator. जैसे आप अपने घर में एक पौधे को पानी देते हैं ना, आप जबरदस्ती खींच नहीं सकते उसे कि जल्दी से ग्रो कर जाओ, जल्दी से बड़े हो जाओ, जल्दी से किसी कंपटीशन में आ जाओ, ये क्रैक कर लो, ABC प्लान्स नहीं कर सकते. आपको थोड़ा सा पानी देना है, रोज देना है. So we have to be a facilitator. Our role is very clear. We have to be a facilitator. अपने emotions का तड़का उसमें नहीं लगाना है बिल्कुल. Although we all are human beings, we all have emotions. I am also a father, so I have a son and a daughter. So मगर teenage में उनको ऐसा emotional तड़के के साथ नहीं. Just be a facilitator. Just you be there. Just stand by them. वो जैसे अप टू क्लास 5th 6th 7th हम करते हैं, वो थोड़ा सा डिफरेंस रखना है फैसिलिटेटर में और एक फादर और मदर के जो रोल है उसमें. तो यहाँ पे फादर और मदर का रोल नहीं प्ले करना है इमोशंस के साथ में, थोड़ा सा एम्पैथेटिक एप्टीट्यूड, नॉट सिंपैथेटिक, और थोड़ा सा डिस्टेंस के साथ में फैसिलिटेटर वाला रोल.
Okay, so Parul says tarka is a very good word. ये बड़ा thin line होता है ना, how you know.
Even I'm also experiencing. I mean, everybody is experiencing. Like ये सभी के लिए learning होती है एक phase में बच्चों के साथ में, because ऐसे बोलना बहुत आसान है, but once you I mean really I mean you face that phase वो बहुत important होता है, आपकी खुद की learning होती है. बट प्रोफेशनल सपोर्ट जरूर लेना चाहिए, चाहे वो साइकोलॉजिस्ट हो, चाहे वो करियर काउंसलर हो, कभी भी. बिकॉज ये हमारे कल्चर में शायद हमको बताया नहीं जाता, या हम समझते नहीं, जरूरी नहीं समझते कि क्यों हम सपोर्ट लें किसी का प्रोफेशनल सपोर्ट, उसको पैसे दें और फिर उसका सपोर्ट लें. हम क्या बुरे हैं क्या? हम एज अ फादर क्या बुराई है मुझ में? एज अ पेरेंट्स क्या बुराई है? तो हम क्यों ऐसा करें? हम I'm learned person, I'm PhD, I'm MSc, I'm MCom. So I mean ये थोड़ा सा एजुकेशन अलग है, अंडरस्टैंडिंग अलग है, और ये पर्सपेक्टिव थोड़ा सा अलग है.
Right. So Parul rightly says कि when जब आपके पास teenagers घर में होता है ना, it's like being on a roller coaster ride.
Right, I can.
So
Yes.
my
Yes, Parul,
husband
you are right.
my husband rightly says when they are kids na, you know you fool them by saying वहां मत जाओ, ये मत करो, and once they grow up they fool you. So it's funny, but yeah. Neeta ji has raised her hand. Yes, Neeta ji, go ahead, please.
Yeah,
Adi,
hello
ma'am.
Puneet. Hello Divya,
नमस्कार
hello
मैम.
everybody.
हेलो मैम.
Puneet, बहुत ही relevant point, but common sense points, and I think they're all coming from where you were in that situation. क्योंकि जब आप अपनी जिंदगी से उठाते हैं ना एग्जाम्पल्स, मुझे लगता है कोई तैयारी की जरूरत नहीं होती, कुछ नहीं होती. मैं आपकी बातें सुन के बीच में जो मुझे ख्याल आ रहा था, प्रेशर किस प्रकार का होता है? प्रेशर होता है, आपने बिल्कुल ठीक कहा, डोंट अवॉइड कॉन्फ्रंट्रेशन, बिकॉज ये होता है बातचीत खत्म हो जाएगी वगैरह वगैरह. मगर मैं ये कहती हूँ कि have a talk, even if it is you're not agreeing eye to eye, but do not have a fight. Hear the child. हम अक्सर बच्चे को सुनते ही नहीं हैं. मैं ऑनलाइन काउंसलर हूँ पुनीत. एवरी 8th or 9th child out of 10 is मैम मैं साइंस नहीं कर सकता. और मेरे को लगता है ये मेरे दिल की आवाज है, क्योंकि खुदा ना खास्ता मेरे एकेडमिक फादर ने मुझे कहा होता नहीं तू साइंस कर, तू कॉमर्स कर, मैं आज स्कूल में ही पढ़ी होती, मैं आज प्रोफेसर नहीं होती। सबसे पहला जो आपको पहचानता है, अगर पहचानना चाहते हैं, माँ बाप हैं। माँ बाप को दिखता है ये बच्चा किस चीज में अच्छा कर सकता है। मुझे अभी याद है तो ये मैं जरूर शेयर करूंगी। मैं बड़े मजे से, विद ड्रीम्स इन माय आईज, आई गॉट, बिकॉज़ आई एम वेरी फॉन्ड ऑफ कुकिंग, आई गॉट द होटल मैनेजमेंट पूसा। तो फादर बहुत सटल, ही वॉज लाइक एयर देयर बट नॉट लाइक अ टर्नेडो। तो ना पीछे से झांक रहे, उन्होंने ये तक नहीं करा क्या कर रही है, क्या भर रही है, पीछे से देखा और कहते हैं होटल मैनेजमेंट का भर रही है, ओके। कहते हैं एमए का भी, रेस्ट इज हिस्ट्री। तो मैं ये कहना चाहती हूँ, अपनी एस्पिरेशंस बच्चों से नहीं पूरी कराओ। Let them be, watch them, be the support, be the sounding board, and पारुल ये है टीनेजर्स वगैरह वगैरह। तो मैं और बहुत रिस्पेक्ट में डेविल रही होंगी, बट आई थिंक मेरे करियर को लेके आई डोंट थिंक माय मी और माय ब्रदर we so carry on, Puneet. All years listening to you, very
Thank you so
intent.
much, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Neetaji. And yes, I think very rightly said that the conversation, the communication channel should always stay open between your child and you. कभी भी वो disrupt नहीं होनी चाहिए. Yes, it's perfectly fine if things are, as Puneet Sir said, sometimes a confrontation is good. Let's not escape it or brush it under the carpet कि हाँ झगड़ा नहीं, झगड़े कर करके तो फिर प्यार भी बढ़ता है. This is what is said. Yes, some confrontations are good. And yes, thank you so much, Neetaji, and thank you so much, Puneet Sir. I think having you is such a big blessing and such a big privilege. And anybody who wants to get in touch with Puneet Sir can get in touch with me. I will connect you to Puneet Sir. And yes, what an important session it was. And I'm sure we need to delve deeper into it, and we need to find out what exactly we can, how we can be assist our children rather than, imposing our children to take a career. Thank you so much, Puneet Sir. And
thank you. Thank you. My pleasure.
Any last words you want to share?
I want to share one experience, like my office is in Lajpat Nagar, and parents from Janakpuri, they came to me and they said, like, we have a big hospital in Janakpuri, and tomorrow I will bring my child, and please convey this message to him that his aptitude is more closer to become a doctor. Otherwise, who will hold my hospital, our hospital? कौन चलाएगा ये आगे hospital? And they also said, like, आपको जितना पैसा हो ले लेना हो ले लेने दीजिए, लेकिन मुझे मेरे बच्चे को आप यही कहिएगा कि बेटा you are meant for doctor only. See, parents help करना चाहते हैं, but support ये नहीं है कि जो आपके business को आगे बढ़ाए. I will say business, I'm sorry. ये आपके unfulfilled wishes को बढ़ाए. So this is again like we not talk about that, but I mean this is not done. Like, after
honestly,
all,
I'm speechless. Honestly, I'm speechless. But you know what? Let's not do this. Let's not put pressure on our children. So that they fulfill our dreams and our aspirations. Let's be kind to them. And yes, thank you so much, Puneet Sir. Awesome session.
Thank you, ma'am.